Well, I'm here down on the rugged coastline. I'm going to go give you a 360 so you can see up there is the hotel. The daughter, who's supposed to be on her 30th birthday present, and the wife. So there's a hotel, and you can't put Graeme Pullen at a hotel with a view like that, because that means I'm going to bring one of these. I can't wait to get down there. We've only been here about 15 minutes. I've changed, got to run out of the car. I'm going to see if I can find a place to fish down there. Now people, today could be, or this afternoon at Graeme Pullen time, 5:20, late afternoon. But it's worth a walk down here, I think, because tomorrow they're given storms, the next day they're given storms, and then we're off back home. We're just over here for my daughter's 30th birthday, and obviously where there's water there's going to be a fishing rod. Bit of a walk down here. I've no idea whether I'm going to find anywhere to fish, but look at the scenery. That is rugged granite and absolutely beautiful clear water. It's geological stuff as well. I mean, look at that pink in the granite of the rocks there. Really lovely. Bracken all the way up. Beautiful sunlight. A cave where Mike could do his bushcraft film in there. Light a fire, and the old man could go down there, catch the fish for catch and cook. Just got to stop here and show you the view I've got there. Man alive, what a beautiful little bay. And the wind is absolutely howling. Luckily it's blowing off my back here, and I feel I'm going to be climbing out on those rocks. There's a footpath or something that goes right round. I can't wait to get around there. I still get that burning enthusiasm to get a rod in the water. I mean, once you lose that, it's all over and done, isn't it? Just look at these flowers in here. I mean, this is on the coast. I cannot believe the colours in those flowers. I'm not sure I've not had those in a garden previously. And these ones, I guess, are purple. Have they yet to open up? Stunning. Oh no, look over there, people. Yes, it's a pallet. Now this, people, is a classic Ras Gully. Never been here in my life. All that along there, cut out. Not so much up the top end. I don't even know what the tide's doing. I haven't even looked at the tide table, but there should be wrasse out around here. I've got one of Mike's lures, an old Texas rig worm, because I figured that's the one I'm going to afford to lose. I've got the trusty Kanji CWF 40 to 80 gram, 2.40 meters. And I'm just going to flick it out there, let it sink, see what's about. Who knows? Probably nothing. Worth a shot though. This is the sort of area to fish weedless. I'm not really big on this type of jigging with these Texas rigs. I'd sooner fish an ordinary lure. Oh man, a pollock. Just missed one. Yeah, I just missed a fish head, first cast. You going back? There's the wife and daughter going back. Bye. Got rid of her at last. I had a pollock swirl up after that. Oh my god. And I have got only 2 lures in my pocket. Now, how to fish this worm is the secret. It wasn't a big fish, look, 3/4 pound pollock, something like that. I probably want, still there, I see the colour. I'm actually keeping my polarising glasses on. I think this lure is too big for me. It looked about 3/4 pound. And what you do is fish shallow first, and then you go deeper and deeper and deeper until you either get a fish or, yes, you lose the lure. Well, other than that first pollock, I've lost that Texas rig worm in the bottom by going deeper and deeper and deeper. I haven't had any other bumps, but what a stunning place to fish. I mean, just check it out. It's almost an enjoyment fishing here and not catching anything. Well, it is, I have to say. A fish would make all the difference. With the scenery, the setting, and knowing the weather's going to change tomorrow. Flood tide, could be anything in there. Pollock, bass, wrasse, mackerel, garfish, who knows. Tomorrow, as they say, is another day. I just got to get those first few casts out of the way. Almost run down to the water. I've got to try back round this side again. There's like an old gun turret or something over there. Oh my God, it looks like a Wilson fly or something coming in, a bit big for a Wilson. There's a nice swirl around there, like a whirlpool area. I think it's a little bit too much current swirling there, but a good spot. I'm going to try this corner. It can't be too long because it's Charlotte's birthday meal tonight. Her 30th birthday meal, and where's Dad? He's not even watching the presents being opened. He's trying to get a small pollock or something. That'll be my birthday. Come early. Always make sure when you're walking on rocks, is the tide coming in, is it going out? I feel this is flooding in, this tide. And watch any wet rocks, watch black rocks, watch ones down there covered in weed. While I'm there talking of weed, here is the weedless sidewinder. You can see when the fish bites on this, there the hook exposes itself. When it goes through the weed like this, look, I don't hook my finger. When the fish bites on it, it crushes and just releases it there. It's an old, very, very used one from Ireland where we call lots of pollock. I'll tell you what, if I lose it here, I can't grumble. Trying to use a countdown technique here, whereby you just let it count, say 5, 10, 15, whatever, till you lose the lure, and then you've got to come shallower. And then of course you've got to work out, do you jig it, do you wind it constantly, do you use sink and draw? Until you get that first hit, it's very, very difficult. Every turn of the tide is a different feeding pattern for the fish. Sometimes they hit it softly, other times they'll absolutely engulf it. I'm not doing either at the moment. Just trying that gully again. Oopsie, that's why it's weedless. Skip it off the rocks. The other thing you want to do, guys, is look like I am. Out there is a bigger swell coming in. I can just see the line of it. 100, 150 yards away. We'll soon know what it's like here, because people do get washed off of rocks. Always a little bit better to fish with two people together for safety. And just keep watching, not just here, out there. Don't forget they've got ferries coming in here, big ships going past. I feel that is a big one coming in here, and hopefully I'm not going to get wet. That's a boat's weight by the shortness between the two wave troughs, but nevertheless worth keeping an eye on. It's lucky I to get that talking, just got that back. Another tip, when you're doing this rock hopping, we call it rock hopping, get yourself a really good pair of boots with good grips on them, good strong boots. You can use trainers in the summer, but a nice pair of boots stop you, you know, if you do get something, you might skid into a crack like that. At least these are more rigid, and hopefully you look after your feet and they will look after you. Well, I've flogged the water to a veritable foam and had nothing for my efforts, but the sun's gone down just behind that side of that, I'm going to call that a mountain. It nearly is a mountain. Look at that one. What a view. I am actually, look, on top of the world here, guys. And I've got polarising glasses so I can see where the reefs are. Always worth taking your glasses so you can see where the snags are as well. Great looking spot. I'm sure there are fish are coming here at some stage of the tide, but I don't know what it is. But if I don't get back for my daughter's 30th birthday, I'm going to be in big trouble. I'm not even supposed to be fishing today. It's supposed to be arrival day, chilling, relaxing, not running down the cliffs trying to get a lure in the water, but that's the way it is. Anyway, I think we got a Thai meal tonight. Should be very nice. I won't be having fish, no. That would offend me. And tomorrow, hopefully, I'll get out, storm or no storm, as if I can't get my own fish. Right, no good last night, but I've come to see JFS Sports, a guy called Eddie in the tackle shop in Jersey in St Helier, and he sent me down to St Catherine's Breakwater. He said, look, the weather's not great, it's a 60% or 40% chance of thunderstorms. It's very, very, very muggy. The tide is just coming in, so it's good flood tide. Now he's told me to come along this breakwater and look for a reef down there. So there is a bit of a reef there, because my target species is going to be black bream, trying to catch black bream. And you can see if I look down there, it's a big drop down there to the base of the breakwater. Looks like it's quite clear there, and that must be just there, the area reef where you can lose gear. And he's told me to come to about 3/4 of the way along. Massive, great big breakwater there, as you can see. Now, just kneel down here. I've got this one wide up because I want to get the bait in. I just got, they did say grip weights here, but I'm going to go with first to try it. It's just an old mince pie lead mould. In fact, if I hold it like that, you can see there is actually a mince pie mould shape there on the bottom. Hopefully you can see that. Got it clipped onto a pulley rig, which is the sliding one here, and on the end of that I've got a chunking great big half a mackerel elasticated on, which undulate rays are very predatory, as are conger. And of course I'm probably going to lose this gear thrown out, because he said there's quite a lot of lost tackle out there. But listen, I've got to put it out, and then I'm going to be trying small hooks for the bream. That's my target species. But while I'm here, do you know what? It's weird. I've come the exact opposite end of the island. The wife and daughter went off on a 30-year-old birthday party. No, my wife's not 30, I wish. My daughter's 30. And blow me down if I didn't see them down at the cafe at the base of the breakwater. I can't get away from women, can I? Must be a magnetic draw. I just hope I have the same magnetic draw with the fish. And they've read the new Lucky Fishing cap with a grey peak. Get one, you never know what it's going to catch. Let's get this guy out there. Just a point of interest, I've run out of the lead clips here, the bait clips, so I'm going to send this one out loose. So it will be unclipped for all those enthusiasts who say you're casting without a bait clip on. What I will say, I tell you what, I suppose I'm barely just over halfway along this pier, and there's a really good depth there by that lead sinking. I wouldn't like to say whether it's 20 feet or something like that, but good depth. So it's really perked me up. And down here, it looks quite clear. I'm going to get these small hooks out and use squid strip, I think, for those. And I don't want to go too far from the edge of that reef, because black bream are really sort of reef species rather than over sand. I'll probably chuck one out on the sand and another one down there with some strip baits for you. I'll show you what I'm going to throw out anyway. Okay boys, I should have shown you that rig of the small hooks going out. It's terrible. We're coming up 67 and I still can't get the bait in the water fast enough. There is a little bite. I don't know if it's going to be the bream. I've already thrown the rod out. Look, it's a very small fish. He's tugging away on that fresh squid. I don't think that's crabs. It's not a decent big fish, but I might have to drop the hook sizes just to see what they are. But it's got the look of it as a small pouting, small bream. But listen, I've got another rod I'm going to throw out. I think what I'll do is leave that big rod out and just chuck two out, I think, with the small hooks on, because I know I'm pretty sure close to that reef I'm going to lose something. So the other rig I've got on here is just a 9-foot spinning rod. Just a regular, some of you guys, what's this thing called? A hero reel. Cast by a hero. Not really. Hero reel, Stormforce 9 spin rod, throws 20 to 60 grams, 9 feet long I think it is. Yeah, well done Graeme, it says 9 feet on it. And then on the end of that I've got some fresh squid. I caught myself down Weymouth one night with the guys. The film's up on the website, really interesting film, catching them on jigs. So I've saved these. Unfortunately we ate loads. My mate Wayne said, you you're mad. That's the best bait you can get. And I've been eating them, and now I've got like one big giant bag left, about kilo, 2 kilos, and that's me for the summer. I've got to wait till next winter to catch fresh. I wish I kept those. Next year if I get them, I will definitely keep them. So there's my bits of squid on a what's called a silly rig, 3-hook silly rig. And there, something different, there's the squid on the rig, and there, wait for this, it's a stone weight. My mate's got it, I'll put it there, yuck, it's a bit slimy. 53, so I suppose it's 53 grams, and he's put wire around the middle of it, and then put a bit of, I think it's hot melt glue over it, and I can clip onto that. So that's what we call an expendable weight. I'll put it that way, maybe you see it a bit better. I'm going to lob that out and see what happens. So there's the rig, look, I'll show you what it looks like. The hooks are very close together on this, so I'm basing on the assumption that there's plenty of smell in one area, concentrated with those hooks close together and quite short snoods. And do you know what? OMG, that yellow thing's coming out as well. A little bit of fortune because there's some arches over there, so it does get these thunderstorms. I can dive under there, leave the rods out, and at least stay dry. But I bought an umbrella, I've got my bait in a cool box here. I bought this all the way over to Jersey with me because they said the ragworm here are, I want to say £28 a pound. That's in 2018. So I shall not be using those, although ragworm is very good for wrasse. Right, let's get this other rod out. Enough talking, let's get some fishing done. I'll tell you what guys, although I'm on a pier and it is actually no wind I'm casting into, that stone casts pretty well. I might have to check that white rod in a minute to just see what was nibbling away at it. Possibly go down to freshwater size hooks and see if I can see what the species are. Okay, so what's the tidal situation? The tide comes up at about 4:30 here. It's a huge rise and fall in tide, just disappears. It's just, when I came out of the hotel room this morning, where I was fishing last night, I went down and had a look at it. I ran back to the hotel room and hid in the hotel room. There was nothing there, it was just rocks and sand. I thought there was a tsunami coming. After about an hour I came out of the hotel room and thought, well, I better look at the tide tables. And it turns out it disappears off the face of the planet. So it's a point worth knowing, see everywhere at low tide first. However, Eddie at the shop told me about this reef, so this guy's fishing up there, up the end. So I'm okay on the tides. So I'm fishing, say 12 o'clock baits in the water. I've got basically what they call 4 hours up, that's hours of flood tide up, and I've got, say if I stay till about 6, I've now seen the wife and daughter, they've gone back off on their island tour. So I've told them I might be hanging around a bit later. I guess 6:30, get me back by 7:30, eat by 8. I reckon I could fish till 6:30. I'll get 2.5 hours down, so I should get the flood up, slack water when it stops, and then obviously a little bit of ebb as well. So the chance there of 3 different states of tide that you can fish, which would be flood tide, slack tide and ebb tide. Now, as many of you sea fishermen know, different species sometimes will feed on a particular state of tide. Anyway, a little tip for the beginners, getting to beginners tips, that's what we're about. We're not in the least bit interested in super duper superhero specimen hunted anglers that only catch fish over 150 pounds off the shore. We're not interested in them, we're interested in the guys that come down on holiday, just beginners, want to give it a go, starting up fishing, maybe thinking of starting fishing, going through the basics. We just catch the basics, well, if we catch anything at all. When you put your rods up and you cast out, don't put them up high like this, right? Because if you do get a big fish, and one day it will happen, the lot's going to get tipped over the side. Always keep as low down as you can. This applies to boat fishing as well, so that it doesn't get pulled over. And also don't leave it with your drag down here like this screwed up tight so you can't get line off, because the rod will go over the side. Even if it's down here, ping, I've seen them catapulted over. So just back the drag off like this, so that if a fish does take, you see the bite on the rod top. I'm going to put it down, you're going to see the bite. We hope we're going to see tap 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 pull tap tug. We're going to see that. And if he does move off, like a big fish would move off, then he can pull off line like this, and you've got plenty of time to pick it up, either open the bait arm and let them feed a bit of line if you want them to eat the bait properly, or you make sure you've got your drag set Not locked up tight, but so a fish can pull against it like that, should you hook a big one. So keep those rods pretty well low and ensure the drag there, look. You can put, even that was a bit tight, so it's a lighter rod, keep it low. If something does grab hold, that way at least your favourite rod and reel out, that's it, won't go over the side. Obviously if there's a tide pulling, you're going to have to tighten up, otherwise the tide is going to keep pulling that, ticking that line out like this, and you'll have a big belly of line on the seabed and it might go into a snag. Just getting the balance right. By the way, the small fish on that one never did come back. I pulled it in and cast it out again. Guys, I've got a fish on those small bites. I don't know what they were. It looks like, oh, you can see him down there. I'm going to crank him up. It's very doggy like. Here we go, we saved the blank, people. Oh, I love it. I love it. Off the edge of that reef. It's only a dogfish, but sometimes you're grateful for anything. A couple of feet long. Just hooked on that squid there, look. I wonder if that was what was giving me the bites. I don't think so. Before, I looked like very small fish. I think there's another species down there as well. So I'm going to get this guy, if I can bend him around the right way, unhooked, and get those baits back out there again. Had a little bit of rain. He's unhooked there. A little bit of rain, and there you'll see my expendable bait, bolt, which is also there in case it was very, very snaggy. So there we go, a dogfish. It saves a blank for me. Good old bait fishing. Now let's get him back. Just had a bite on this one, guys. Haven't been bite. I'm going to wind down, see if he's... Nah, missed him. That's a shame. That's probably a doggy. Good bite too. Some more angles up the end there. Oh yeah, top hook stripped, bottom hook's chewed as well. I've got tiny hooks on this one here, and do you know what, I'm not even getting a bite now. But that was another dogfish on this one, so I'm going to get another bait out there, I think. Tempted to put a piece of mackerel out. I'm trying to keep my cool box in the shade, if possible. I suppose I could bait up with chicken breast and sweet cured bacon, but I better save something. I've got quite a bit of squid in there. Let's have a look, see what we got. Cut off here. Yes, sir. Let's give this a go. Look at the size of the catching tentacle on that one. That is the catching tentacle with the suckers on the end, if you can see that. I'm going to use a good piece of that bait there. And another good piece there. That's annoying losing that fish. I think I struck too soon. Sandwiches are going to taste of squid. So you can see here, just going to go through once or twice. They're getting dogfish up the end apparently. Most people here are after the bream. Another guy's had a few doggies and he's been here since 7:30 this morning. There we go, that's done. And look guys, on the stone, that last fish, or not. Let's get it out there. It's in and out. You see a beautiful patch of blue back there. I don't know where we're going to get it. I'm going to whack this one, perhaps go down a little bit. Now look over there, you can see how much that weed is covered by the tide coming in. Out you go, my boy. Not bad for a stone. A stone's throw. Oh, how far did you cast, mate? A stone's throw. Let that sink. Takes a long time to sink because it's less dense than weight, fishing weight, lead weight. It's on the bottom now. Bump it once, make sure it's clear, back that drag off, and back down in action again. And I've got a bite back here again, guys, and this time I've opened the bail arm. But this one, the sand, seems to be taking me down the side here, so I'm going to wind right down. I want to be over the top of the fish. Holy cow, where's this one gone? This cannot be a dogfish, surely. I've got to keep the pressure on. Oh, keep the pressure on, don't come off, don't come off. Don't come off. I want to see it on the small hooks. And the closer it gets, the more it's going to go into the weed and the rock. It is indeed a bigger dogfish. And a current's going left. Oh man, see if we can get him up. See if we can get him up. Come to daddy. So hot, even got the shirt off, guys. Not a pretty sight, it's got to be done at my age. Bit of suntan, don't hurt anybody, surely. Yeah, tide's pulling left now. So by carefully walking it up here, I avoid 1,001 holiday makers. Of gee, the man's got a big fish. I suppose to them it is a big fish. Wow. Let's get the weed cleared off of this guy. Sometimes, you know, they take both baits. There you go. He marched off with the bait. I actually think the tide was pulling a bit there. Let's get him unhooked. There's the fish, guys. Nice dogfish. We get him back. 2-0. Bye. Gone. Tide is really pulling to the left now. This one's okay. Bit of weed there. Okay, so that was on the stone, so that's not going to hold bottom now, but look down the end there. I'm going to hold dead still. I don't know if you can see that rip there. So maybe the tide here at 3:10, it might be high water, although there's still some water to come up, but it's definitely ripping down there, so I might have to go to grip leads. I think I'm going to take this stone off and put a lead on there. And at least I'm anchored out there. I know I caught the fish on that, but it was way down there in the current. Well, of course, got a third dogfish down there. A bit bigger this time. If I can get him up for you, I will do. And I'll wind it down, try and get it in one swing. Hopefully I don't get attacked by people. There we go, he's got that one down, so that one's, as you can see, about a little bit bigger than the last few. And we'll get him unhooked, hopefully, and then get him back. I'd say this is a fish. I don't think it's weed. I think it is a fish, and it's probably a doggy. I hadn't long cast this one out actually. I'm still on squid. The last, yeah, it's another dogfish. You might or might not see him right down there. He's got the bottom hook. Hopefully I can wind right down. I'm going to try and swing him up in one go. Ready? He's over. Always take care when you're reaching out to grab a fish that you don't grab one of those loose hooks. Because you grab a loose hook, it's not good news. Rather, ouch, stop it. Their skin can really scratch you. Take yourself just a long nosed pair of pliers. You can nick it in the corner there and you've got the strength to pull it out. So there we go. 4 doggies. They seem to be on the bite now. But no black bream. A few small ones right down the end there. But there you go. Having a good session really. There he goes back down like a little shark. So guys, you saw that dogfish just now wrap itself around me. That's what they do, so beware of that. His rough skin has scraped my skin off there. That's really going to sting. Put some disinfectant on it. That's really going to sting when I have a shower. When it gets wet. Sharks, I've had it before with sharks. And also marlin bills, sailfish bills, that sort of thing. So beware of that. Tastes nearly as good as the cheese and pickle sandwiches. I'll put a bit of cream on that when I get back as well. So watch that when the actual fish wraps itself around you. Well, you can see over there on the other side, big tide rip over here, right on the edge of that white water. Hopefully you see it with this camera. I can't, so I can see the coast of France, but I can see the tide rip there, so the tide might have turned by now. They say there's wrasse on this side, but I don't fancy fishing about 20 feet off the water. I think I'll be calling it a day fairly soon. People, I'm down on the beach now. Going to be walking down to the castle, which you can see in the background there along the causeway, and hopefully getting the ferry on the way back. They say the last one's about 5 o'clock, so fingers crossed I get to catch that one. If not, I don't know, I guess you there for the night. But listen, plenty of lugworm casts here. There you can see loads and loads of lugworm casts, so I'm assuming there'll be a no digging, bait digging here. You can get the bait from the tackle shop. They look like lugworm cast to me. Loads of them. And you can see back there, that's the centre. Loads of tourists coming. But it is a bit weird, isn't it, eh? You can see somebody's lost a nice buoy there, unless that's there to mark something. I was tied up, presumably to mark the causeway. Not yet peak tourist season, but you can see there, I'll just stand still with the mic, look at that, but you can see it's like looking at a sort of Harry Potter film up there with a castle and beautiful sand beaches over there. I imagine they get flatfish in there. Well, the important thing is obviously to make sure that you don't get cut off by the tide. Pretty windy today. I can tell by the flag on the castle that it is I think a northeasterly, and I'm going to be fishing over there. There's a white speck in the distance on the end of the pier. There's a sort of stone pier there. I'm going to be trying to fish on there. Look, if I don't catch anything, it doesn't really matter. You've got to look. That is a pretty amazing, unusual type of fishing mark, is it not? A castle, Elizabeth Castle. It appears if you don't want to walk across, you can get this weird looking creature that's just coming down the beach now. Quite handy if you have a lot of fishing tackle. You can catch this. What is it? Somebody tell me what it is. It's on a high, what, 2'6", 30 inches off the ground, and you can see it goes down the track there. So you can either walk on, or you can get J6 1717, who's going back totally empty on the charming Nancy. Oh dear, I've never met one of those before. So is this not a weird place to come and fish? Look, the fishing's not going to be great because it's low tide now, which is why I'm walking across here. But what a setting. What an unusual place. A weird place, like I don't know, 3/4 of a mile out to sea. And the guy's right up on the top there. I wonder if I can get him if I move across. See if I can get him on the bigger camera. And there we've got a view to seaward. Lifeboat's out the back there. Hopefully not to be used today. What a great spot. Great looking spot. And look at these walls, have to be 3 feet thick. mostly, I guess, granite stone with the windows are made of. You can see them arched in bricks. That's for shooting out of. I'm not quite sure was that a shooting one. That looked like, could be the gentleman's. No, probably the magazine store. Bows, arrows, flintlocks. And you can see, fabulous view there. What a weird place to go fishing. And there, guys, is the culprit of the cannoning, which, as you can see, aims right across that bay. It looks like he's aiming for that rock, but obviously if any galleons came through there, he would be able to target them. Union Jack, good to see. Let's everybody know where to step ashore. Now, up here is a battery of shorter guns. You can see the size of these. These I can get close to. And you can see the crown on there as well. Gun sight, look on the front. Bit of a weird gun sight. You wouldn't want to attack this place with 3 feet thick walls and a battery of these guys firing at you. Very wide at the back and narrow at the front. I guess that's to cone it all down. Over here, I guess the main battlement at the top. Inside the wall, again protected, cannons, are the houses, which hopefully I can get through and eventually find the fishing pier. I can also, one assumes, draw up this drawbridge when the tide's in and people couldn't get across. The third gate, obviously commercial now with a cafe. Where's this pier? Huge big square here. Look at the size of this courtyard. Absolutely immense. This is, no question, an army drilling area with the barracks. Oh, there you go, granite and gunpowder. This is a funny one, guys. In case anybody gets constipated, you have got granite and gunpowder followed by the toilets. The two put together do the trick. We can see the castle up there is behind me. I'm now walking along the breakwater. This is all covered at high water. Imagine I get some bass in there, I would think. And I'm on my way down to the fishing area. Whoo! Mama, that is some wind. Oh, luckily, there's even a guy fishing up here. He's throwing in some shervy, some ground bait. Let's see what he's up to. So the tackle being used is, look, it's very, very similar to my carp gear. A waggler float, not the big heavy rods. So what is it you're targeting today?
That's golden grey mullets. Yeah, they're just over the top there.
And you're attracting them with what?
That's a mixture of minced mackerel and bread.
Yeah.
Just to thicken it up a bit. Yeah.
And do they still call it shervy? Is that what they call it here?
Yeah, over here they do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a little bit more. So
and you've been fishing here for how many years?
Blimey, 50 years.
And they locked you on, they wouldn't let you off?
No, we lived out here as kids.
Yeah. And what sort of fish and stuff would you be getting? Like years ago, say 20, 30 years ago?
Conger, bream, pollock, horse mackerel in the summer, snipe. It's all sorts out here. It's triggerfish now and again.
Snipe's what we call garfish, would that be right?
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, I see the shoal down there. I see him. Yeah. So you're throwing a spoonful of this in, we show the guys?
Just a little bit, yeah. Just so I don't scare them too much. Just so we get their interest at the moment. They just seem to be playing around a bit. I think they might be just picking the floaty bits up as it's going down to them.
And then hook bait, what were you going to use for hook bait? Bread or?
Just a little piece of mackerel.
Oh yes,
yeah, a little piece of mackerel flesh. Yeah. As you see, the water's very clear. It's not ideal for it.
Is it, when you say not ideal, general fishing or just for mullet?
Just general. Yeah, it's been in this direction for a few weeks. This wind, it's not really dirtied the water up at all.
Will they feed better when it's like that? When it's coloured?
Well, it hides what you're doing a bit more. Yeah, sometimes you can be there all day and they just won't go near your bait. They'll look at it and turn away all day long. Other times they're quite happy
So if I'm just fishing a bait on the bottom, what's going to be a good area for me to?
Just there's the bend. There's a little bend just there. See it?
Oh, I see the kink in the bend. Yes, yeah.
So just out from there, and there's a head. I don't know if you can see it there, the dark patch.
I'll probably see it if I put my Polaroids on. I'll be able to see it, won't I? Yeah.
If you get near that as well, it's good for the wrasse. Sniping the bream, we want to get further up. When the tide turns, it starts flooding.
And today, what's the tide today? What have we got on tide? Is
30,
about 5 o'clock, is it?
High water now, I think it's getting up for 6.
Yeah.
Getting up for 6.
Oh, brilliant. Well, I hope you catch one, and fingers crossed I can get the camera down there and at least zoom in on them. We can see them if we can't catch them.
Yeah, give them a try. Well, it's nice to see fish, if nothing else. Even days where you don't catch anything, it's nice to see.
It's just nice to be out, isn't it? Especially this setting we got here.
Oh, yes.
Well, it's so windy, I don't know whether you can get wind in the mic here, so I'm holding the mic back as far as I can. Over on this side, you can see, looks like some sort of crab trap or something down there. A lot of sand there, very, very sandy. I think it would be coloured up by all the ferries that go in there and the boat activity, but it's not. So that would be a good place, I'm guessing, for mullet. I probably won't drop that side, but I'm getting tiny little tap bites. So what I've got, guys, I'll show you over here. Trying desperately to shelter this microphone. I've got my old tripod from about 150 years ago that I've mended with, as you can see, yes, coat hanger wire. That's what I use just when I'm going on exploratory trips. I don't know where the hell I'm going. On the big rod here, I've got my half a mackerel with the head lobbed right down the side of the wall here. No idea, probably lose it, but you never know. This one is just like a little short, it's called a silly rig, short snood rig. 3 hooks, strips of squid on there. And my white rod here is my light rod. I've actually been dropping that down the side for a couple of minutes. I'm getting tiny little tap bites. I don't know what they are. I don't think they're violent enough for wrasse. But our man up there said he's got some crabs, and he can maybe give me a crab. Something like a crab leg might do it. It'd be nice just to come up with a different fish. But what a setting to fish in. Look, there's the castle, the ramparts with cannons firing. I'd like to be firing on all cylinders down here. I'm getting little taps down there, getting little taps, but there he is. Let's have a look. I think there's something there. Maybe it's just check if it stripped the bait. It's definitely a small fish. But listen, oh no, it's saved the blank. It's saved the blank. It's Mr. Ugly's come to town. Can you see him there? Let's just put that camera there. Mr. Ugly, like, I don't know, little bullhead. They call it miller's thumb. Looks like it's vastly poisonous. He's just a disgusting little chap to look at. But on the other hand, let's say he's pretty. Look, he's my first fish of the trip. Today, anyway. And there's a chance if he's taken, there may be, let's get that hook out, maybe there's a chance of a wrasse or two. He's actually grunting. Let's get him back. No, I'm not going to go down and climb down those rocks and return it for the namby-pamby ones. He's got tossed back. He's fine. He's absolutely fine. I'm going to have another drop down there. So you can see the dark areas. I don't know whether you can see I've got polarising glasses on. I'm just going not out on the sand, but on the edge where there might be the odd wrasse just down the side there. I'm fairly sure today I'm going to lose gear. And what I've done is, from there, I'm working my way back shallower and shallower because the tide is coming in this way. It is flooding, and as it comes in, I'm going to try maybe down there on the edge of those rocky, reefy areas and just risk losing the gear. It's the way fishing is. That's where fish live. They're going to live where they can't be caught by commercial fishermen or other predators. And I've just touch ledgering this with a tiny weight. It's just enough to tow those tiny little strip baits down. So not a blank, but not a great fish. See what else is about. I think it's so windy. I've got a big, because it's like, I don't know, oh, that's a fish. I've got 30 feet to go down for the side of the peak. Oh, hang on, this is pulling. Hang on a minute, ladies. Hang on a minute, this might be something different. God, he's going to need oxygen by the time he gets up here. It is, oh yes, here we go, a little wrasse. Now there's a pretty little chap. That's the target species. As we have a saying, right species, wrong size. But listen, I'm happy enough with that. Beautiful colours in it. I'm hoping you guys can see the colours in this. So that moved backwards towards where, I mean, look, these guys are going to be living where, there's bits of squid there. These guys are going to be living along there where there's a feature. Let's get that untangled. So all I got here is they're about size 10 freshwater hooks, just so you know. Short snoods there, a tiny little lead weight, just hanging like that, just dropping it down the side of the wall. So what I was going to say before I was rudely interrupted by that wrasse is, because the wind is southerly, it's putting a big belly of line, you know, a bow in it that I can't actually feel tight to the lead. So I could be missing bites or getting bites I can't see there. And one of the guys in the tackle shop was telling me those small wrasse, he said especially caught with, make really good conger baits. And when you think about it, that's what the conger are probably feeding on. Small wrasse and pouting that's down on the bottom. They're not particularly going around looking for the really best squid, anything like that, or mackerel. They're going to be eating the fish, the species that live in their particular domain. So no bites. What I'm going to do is just bring up and move down a little bit. I'm just going to keep rotating every 6 or 10 feet, just dropping down, hopefully not in a snaggy. I'm getting snaggy up here, don't worry. God, I get a bit of I do not like going over the edge here. I do not like it. Gives me the EBGBs. Sure to lose this gear. I think it's because there's no railing here. There's railings on the other side. You immediately feel safe. I'm on, guys. I'm with a wrasse. I've just lost a really, really big one. I've no idea what I'm going to get this guy up. I've got no drop net, but there is a lovely wrasse down there. I'm going to try. I don't think this rod's up for it. No, I'll tell you what I'm going to do, guys. Take a risk here. My man's down the end. He has got a drop net. I'm going to take a gamble on my rod not going in, or the fish fraying off, and see if I can't get his drop net. Ooh, pop down there. Whew. You'll know when I'm running that I've had a wrasse. Fingers crossed we get to show you something. Whew. So guys, get yourself a drop net. I have no idea if the fish is still there. That's a drop net. Fingers crossed he is. Still on there. Please be on there. He's still there. Okay guys, what I thought was happening was down there I'd be able to get to, well, it's a proper job, this one. I don't want to go in. I really, really don't want to go in. I do not want to go in. Bit hard. It's normally a two-man job. Come on, babe. God, this is tricky, man. Come on. I think I've got him. Let me have another look. God, I get vertigo. Got him, got him, got him. I'll be able to show you guys a decent wrasse. The one I lost was an absolute stonker. This is not a £1 fish, I can assure you. Oh, so pleased. He gave me those crabs. There we go. Look at that one. Look, I've had a bite on this. I had two hooks on. They shut that one. Look at this wrasse. Oh my word. Small hook. Lucky to get it just in the top hook, top lip there. Just so you guys know, look, there's their teeth. So this one's a ballan wrasse. It's a nice looking fish, that one too. I guess he goes £3 maybe. I reckon he's about a £3-pounder. Tell you what, it just goes to show you, waiting for hardback crabs to take, it takes longer to get the bite, but when you do get it, you get a much better fish. It's going to get this one back. So you can see there the colours of the wrasse. we'll drop him straight back. So small crabs, just green short crabs. I've cut that one in half and I've bound it on with elasticated cotton because I've only got about 4 or 5 that this other angler gave me, and I've got them on like that too, on a straight paternoster, and I'm using an old just nut there for a weight. I'm going to drop that down. That's all I use. Normally use a single one, but I try the 2. Well, I've been checking these rods. One's been out 1.5 hours, the other's been out nearly 2 hours. Down the side, half a mackerel, nothing. 3 strips of squid there for black bream, nothing. My newfound friend has been down the end. He's been trying for black bream and nothing. So this is the, hello, bite. Look guys, look at the rod top. Now generally that's a small fish. Let me just hold that for you. Well, not for you, for me. The back wine's gone on my reel, so I'm going to have to watch when I strike that the reel doesn't go spinning backwards. For some reason the back wine's gone on it. It's been a good little reel, this one too. Oh, it's come back on again now. Little tip with wrasse. Small fish tend to rattle away on the rod top. I don't know if you're going to see this, like this. A big fish is a bigger pull down, and wait till it pulls right the way down before you lift into it. Otherwise you're going to miss him on the strike. Another tip is for movement. Don't be afraid. If you've had some bites and it goes dead, the chances are they've probably just shelled your crab and you've eaten the whole thing off, is what I'm saying, because those teeth, they can crush it. There's a bite just down there now. If it's not a rattly bite, it could be just a big fish mouthing it and spitting it out until he just moves away with it. I'm not going to tighten up. But it's best to let that rod pull down a bit and then lift into the fish rather than snatch strike it. That's what I'm advising, as it were. I'm not saying it's the right thing. There's wrasse experts out there who all have different ideas on how they do it. All I do is just go wrasse fishing and you catch them. The big thing here is crab is the bait. That's what they eat. Now don't be afraid to raise the rod top like this, a couple of feet, and just lower it down again, because that movement, it could be in some weed, also that movement might attract a fish. It might look like the crab is trying to swim away. If you don't get any more bites after having taps for about 4 or 5 minutes, then you want to bring in and see if you've got any bait left at all, because the chances are pretty good that they will have shelled you. Be nice to get another wrasse size of that first one. Right, while I'm holding this rod, which is going to show you, this is a proper full-on drop net, really good one. It's got a heavy rim to it. You see a nice heavy rim to it. Sometimes people do put weights in the bottom. Now, instead of lead weights, this one, I don't know, it's just rope. That might be a lead rope in there or something like that. But that's to make it sink, so you can swim the fish into it. And the ropes are joined at three places there. Nice big strong cordage here. So hopefully guys you can see that. That is, if I stand up you'll see it better. That's the drop net which you're going to need if you're fishing off high walls. I have got one at home and I didn't bring it, and that's a big mistake. You should lower it down, swim the fish into it, and then raise it. I have a feeling if I didn't have that, I wouldn't have got that big wrasse. I've got a feeling my baits have gone already. Well guys, the crabs are crushing it. Absolutely. Well, the crush crabs are crushing it. There's another one way down there. I'm going to try and get him up. Screw the drag out without using the drop net. I just spring it up like this on the rod. Fish about. I don't know what that goes. Oh, it's actually hooked around the side there. So there is what, half a crab I've cut in half. You can see there. So you'll turn that hook point around a bit, and you can see what he's done to this other one. He's absolutely crushed it off. Not a monster fish like that great big orange ballon, but this one is still A nice fish, look there. And it's got a castle in the background. I reckon about one more cast. Well, there's another one, look, beautiful markings. Big fat wrasse. And look at the tail, that's what gives them that power with that crash dive. Lovely markings on it there. Even got lovely markers right in the eye. Right round the back of the eyeball. And there is the business end. And I've got elasticated, because I'm elasticating half crabs on there. That's a nice looking fish. I'm taking my little seat down. Although I said cheerio, I'm going to have a last cast, which yes I had. I'm going right in the kink in the harbour wall here. There's a little kink, and this is where they say go. And I've got, if you can see this here, elasticated half crab and a whole live crab there that's going down. If I don't get vertigo and fall in, just out there. Sit down, relax in the sunshine. Oh goodness, a long time since I had a good bit of wrasse fishing like this. And they are absolutely superb fighters, no question. Especially when they get around the 3 pounds, 3 to 5s. 5 pounds is a very, very big wrasse. On this rod, we're probably lucky to get it out. People are going, oh, look, watch the rod top, guys. He's picked the whole nut. There could be a big fish. I think he picked the whole nut up. I mean, he could have. He's dropped it. You just got to be patient and just keep the tension so that your fishing weight is on the bottom. There's my bite, look. And I missed him that time. I'm going to drop straight back. You see, I didn't do a big jerking slash strike. I try and sort of, a bit like pollock fishing, try and wind them on if you can. See if I can get another take for you there. He's there again. No, missed him again. Could be the whole crab. He's still there, drop it back down. Close the bail arm, just take enough tension so the weight is on the bottom. He's still there, I can feel a tap. Unless I've got the line across my fingers here. And in my cool box up there, no, down here, is one crab. Actually, I think it's in that bucket. So I'm trying to get one last fish. There's something down there banging away on that crab. There it goes. The wrasse are going gangbusters. Let me just get that lead out of the way. I'm going to try and hand line this one up. Hopefully we'll be all right with this one. If he doesn't kick, I have got the net, but this is a nice fish. You're lucky, or I should have netted that one. A prime. Look at that colours in that. A prime Ballan wrasse. Beautiful markings on it. A nice big fat chunky fish. Thanks for watching the Totally Awesome Fishing Show. Great trip over here. Took me a while to get into the fish. Thanks to that angler for giving me those crabs, after which I would have really struggled. One last look at a giant wrasse. And we'll see you again next time. And hopefully it's as sunny as it is here now. Tell you what, it's been a long winter. We're due it.